Hi, can I do a walk and talk with you? Walk and eat.
Oh, yes.
So who are you?
I'm Jacqueline.
Yeah?
I'm from the USA.
Where from?
Right now I live in North Carolina, but I just graduated from Yale last year.
Okay. Wonderful.
I did a master's in Oregon, and I have another master's degree before that in harpsichord. So I love early music.
Yeah, wonderful. You've come to the right place, I think. So this is your first time in Gothenburg?
Yes, I have some really close friends who live near Gothenburg. So I'm here also staying with them.
Yeah, great.
So.
And how did you hear about the Schnitger Academy?
Well, I have a full-time job in North Carolina, and I was looking to do some continuing ed classes because my job gives me a stipend to do that. And summer is a good time because I'm not directing choir in the summer.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go to Sweden, and I heard there were some really good instruments here. And so I just did a little research, and a quick Google search led me here.
Yeah.
And I watched some of the videos of Hans. And decided to contact them.
Wonderful. So after this first day of the Schnitger Academy, what's your impression?
Oh, I love it. Oh, the instrument is so nice. Yeah, it's really cool to play this historical replica, basically, but I have never heard these sounds before. We have an instrument sort of similar to this at Yale. There's a Taylor and Beauty there that, it has the suspended action and the split keys and everything, but this sounds different. Some of the stops and learning about the registration is great too.
Yeah. So if you were to recommend someone to do this later on next year or so, what would you tell them? Why go here?
Go here to experience the sounds and to just learn from the instruments and from the teacher, of course, too.
Well, that's very interesting. That's one of the dogmas we have. Learn from the instrument.
Yes.
So you just picked it up right off the bat.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Best of luck with this week.
Thank
you.
you.
See you.
Thank you.
And you also hear the cadence, which is going not to the tonic, but to its parallel. So when we go here, which was also a sign of this new expressive style. We should have the trumpet sync registration. You don't have to use this, but it's also, you can turn the question around and ask, why shouldn't we use it when we have the organ and we know that it was important, so let's do it now. Trumpet sync, and then the flute chorus. So the flute, flute 4 also, and Gemshorn, and the Nasat. This is what we see on the registration. And then for the pedal, you have the 16/8/4 reeds, and here is an important thing. If we just listen to the Posaune first, if you play the middle C or something. Yeah, thanks. And now we try the dulcimer. It's full-length resonate readers, full-length resonators in the Posaune, which makes it much more fundamental and big in sound, right? But do you remember that I said yesterday that, maybe I did today, that Schnitger introduced, or Schnitger was establishing a new dimension of the concept of the organ when he did this fantastic 40-year Davidsson after the war to make organs sound and be available, and that was to make them even better for accompanying congregational singing. And then he made the reeds a little bit louder and fuller. And this Posaune represents definitely that. Whereas the Dulcian is a little bit more like the more narrow and focused reeds of the earlier tradition, that Fritsche and Scheer and so forth. So it was not the same dimensions, not the same scalings in construction of the Posaune earlier. So therefore, I used the Dulcian 16 with the reed chorus here. So Dulcian 16 with trumpet 8 and 4. And then occasionally with cornet 2, C, yeah. And then for the middle part we have principal 8 in the root positive and octave 4. Yeah. Okay, Marco, please.
But not the other way around. So Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach says in his book, if you can play the clavichord, you can play the harpsichord or anything else. But if you can play the harpsichord, you cannot necessarily play the clavichord without adjusting. So the clavichord is a very good instrument in its own right, absolutely, because it sounds beautiful. You never get tired in the ears. You don't scare away any neighbors. But it's also very good to, in order to be able to play more easily on, there's the church, on a sensitive instrument like the Baroque organ up there. So it has the same range from C to C with a short octave, but you see very few strings. So not many strings, and this is what we call a triple fretted instrument. So we have keys that have to share strings. So from middle C, from D, middle D, we have 3 notes that use the same string. D, E flat, and E all play on the same pair of strings. So means that I cannot play D and E at the same time. So you have to choose one of the 3. And then F, F sharp, and G share string. G sharp, A, B flat. So from the middle up, 3 notes per string. And then here it's 2 notes per string, and the lowest octave is just one key per string. So this is what we call a fretted instrument, and in this case triple fretted, and that is an unfretted instrument. So if we look at what it looks like here, we have more strings, we see many more tuning pins, but it has a modification of fretting. So in order to create the sub-semitones, those play on the same strings. So G sharp and A flat are playing on the same string, a little bit away from each other, so you can hear that those are really different pitches. But all the other notes are unfretted. So it's based on an unfretted instrument, and then it's just the sub-semitones that are fretted. So you can see, when you look at all the keys here, you see these gaps. That's a sign that you have a fretting. Because if it's completely unfretted, there are no gaps. It's just a nice straight line of wood there. Here, the movement is turned in the other direction. So you press down here, and then we press. The keys are turned in the other way. So it's just good to know what's going on under the keyboard. So you have the strings closer to you. And this is just to have the correct length of the abstract here. So we have enough, just a good amount of space between the key and vad heter pedaltast? Yeah, we call this key and this pedal key. Yeah, pedal key and this key. We have different words for it in Sweden. Anyway, so and here also you see this metal piece here. It's called tangent, and it's really wide for the pedal because it's hitting 4 strings, really, really big. So it's easier to imagine that we need a lot of weight to get 4 strings to sound, a lot of mass.